All her super-rich clients, whom Angel asked to help her by sending her some money because she had an accident, were sending her packing, telling her that they couldn't give her money without her doing her job. Only one of her clients had sent her $500 out of pity. A princess breakfast. Worthy of a fairy tale was the reality of the dream life that Angel led. One of Nigeria's most famous influencers, who always dreamed of living in total luxury and was always ready to do anything to achieve her goals. Nothing and no one could stop her, because she was determined to never again have to live and suffer the poverty in which she grew up with her parents, in one of the poorest neighborhoods of Lagos. After giving her all, working hard to be in contact with the richest people in the country, such as the very rich oil billionaire, powerful ministers, or even billionaire doctors, and many others, Angel had established a very prestigious and extensive address list, so as to never lack clients, who are always ready to spend huge sums, without even counting, because money was the last of their worries. Angel had obviously made friends with the most famous influencers in the country, who only hung out with the richest men in the world. She had two inseparable best friends, with whom she shared everything, yes, everything. Angel and her two friends, Uju and Sylvia, had group parties with their extremely wealthy clients, in hotels, or even at the client's home. She shared everything. She was always invited to the most prestigious and luxurious parties, in which they had the pleasure of choosing the richest men, with whom they would conclude the evening, in order to make as much money as possible. Angel invited her friends to Dubai, where she was in contact with several billionaires. And at least 4 times a month, Angel would perform in Dubai. Of course, she went there by private jet, all expenses paid by her extremely wealthy clients. Angel was staying in the most expensive suites, in the most luxurious hotels in Dubai, such as the Atlantis. Angel and her friends were invited to the most prestigious parties in Dubai, which took place on luxurious yachts, worth more than $100 million. During these parties, they arranged with their new client on the amount they wanted to be paid for their services. And obviously, money was not a problem for the very rich businessmen of Dubai. Angel and her friends amassed enormous sums, more than $130,000, for a night spent with 2 billionaires, very satisfied. Because Angel, Uju, and Sylvia executed all the strange things that their clients asked them to do. So much so that they were ready to do anything for money, they no longer had any dignity. Then each time, they rushed to celebrate their big pay, spending a lot of money, doing luxury shopping in the most expensive and coveted stores in Dubai, while posting a lot of photos and videos on their Instagram account, on which each of them had several million subscribers. They received tens of thousands of messages from people, especially young girls, who dreamed of being in their place, and reminded them that they were a great source of motivation for them. Because Angel, Uju, and Sylvia were the embodiment of success. A few days later, after their stay in Dubai, Uju and Sylvia returned to Lagos. Angel, for her part, went by private jet to Los Angeles, where she was invited to a prestigious party organized by a famous American rapper and producer. These kinds of parties, after which, strange things happened in the rooms. And Angel loved it, because it gave her the opportunity to go out with superstars that she only saw on TV, and whom she admired enormously. So it was a double benefit for Angel, because she made money, and she had fun going out with superstars. But the conditions of his parties were very strict. No photos, no videos. And above all the strange things that happened there were kept very secret. The evening went very well. Angel pocketed her money. And since in recent months, she has saved enough money to buy an expensive Lamborghini, which she had dreamed of for a very long time, Angel went to a luxury car dealership in Beverly Hills and chose a magnificent Lamborghini, latest generation, worth $550,000. Angel paid in cash. With the money she worked very hard, in hotels around the world, for several long months. She was very happy to buy this incredible luxury car, which she added to her car collection, which already consisted of a Ferrari, worth more than $300,000, and a Mercedes G-Class, worth more than $250,000. Back in Lagos, Angel organized a big party to celebrate the purchase of her luxurious Lamborghini Expensive. She invited all her friends, especially her influencer friends. Obviously, Angel didn't invite any of her family members, because since she became rich and famous, she despised and abandoned all of her family members because she felt they were too poor to be around her. She insulted her brothers and cousins, who even called her just to check on her. It got even worse when they called her to ask for some money. Her father didn't want to hear from her anymore because he knew how his daughter made so much money. And she had become a great shame for him. He had also forbidden his wife Augustine from seeing his daughter, because the life she led was an abomination. Angel had a great time at her party. At the end of the evening, she received a call from a very rich client, who told her that he wanted to see her with his two friends, Uju and Sylvia, for a foursome. Angel was very happy to receive this call from her client because she really needed money, knowing that she had practically spent all her savings to buy the Lamborghini. Without wasting too much time, Angel and her friends washed, then dressed, and went to the home of their billionaire client. Of course, in the brand new Lamborghini, where they had fun, with the music blasting, and driving at high speed, all the way. Arrived at the client's house, they did their service well as usual. The billionaire was very satisfied to have exceeded seventh heaven, and gave them $30,000. Angel took $15,000, and gave $15,000 to Uju and Sylvia, because it was Angel who belonged to the client of the day. When the client belonged to one of them, she always took more money. That was the golden rule, and it was non-negotiable. The girls finished work at 3 a.m. and decided to finish the evening at one of the hottest nightclubs in Lagos. They let the champagne flow, they danced, and of course made new customers. The evening was truly magical for Angel and her friends. They took a lot of photos and videos, which they instantly posted on their social networks, all the while telling their followers to stay connected, because they were going to do a very special live broadcast for them about Angel's new luxurious Lamborghini, out of price. At 6 a.m., while they were all in a daze, they decided to go home. And of course, Angel offered to drop them off at their homes, one after the other. Angel started driving at high speed, knowing that the Lamborghini is a very powerful car. Angel was going over 200 kilometers per hour on the Lagos Expressway. Sylvia launched a live stream on Angel's Instagram account. There were more than 5,000 people connected, watching Angel and her friends go crazy about the luxurious Lamborghini. Angel kept repeating to her followers, "I tell you every day to work hard in life to get what you want. If today I was able to afford this magnificent Lamborghini, which is worth more than $600,000, it is thanks to the rewards of my honest and hard work." Her followers responded in the comments, "Yes, we know that you work hard, the most beautiful. Congratulations on your new Lamborghini." A few minutes later, Angel lost control of the car at a turn. The Lamborghini rolled 4 times and was badly damaged. The pressure of the impact propelled the 3 girls out of the car. They found themselves on the ground, on the road. Uju and Sylvia immediately went into a coma. Angel had both legs broken and couldn't feel them anymore. She cried her eyes out, calling her 2 friends who weren't moving. Passers-by rushed to surround them to see what was happening, and some of them called for help. Some of Angel's subscribers, who were watching the live broadcast and saw that the girls had had an accident, rushed to the scene of the tragedy. It was truly terrible. The whole country was talking about this serious accident. Angel, one of Nigeria's most famous influencers, beautiful and rich, had just had a very serious accident in her brand new Lamborghini with her two best friends. Angel kept crying and saw her whole life flash before her eyes. She was asking herself 1,001 questions. She wondered how she was going to live from now on if she didn't regain the use of her legs. Which clients would still call her to request her services if she became disabled? God, how could you allow such an atrocity to happen to me? What have I done to you? What will become of me? She was screaming it internally. Some of her detractors, who were at the scene, were telling her, "Serves you right, Angel. The wages of sin is death. That'll teach you to realize that money doesn't make you immortal." An ambulance arrived and transported the three girls to one of the best hospitals in Lagos. Uju and Sylvia were pronounced dead on the spot. When they told Angel the news, she was truly shocked. Even more so when she saw the state she was in. It was impossible for her to move a leg. Angel cursed all her parents, while being nailed to her hospital bed, day and night, saying, "I'm sure it was these witches who caused this accident, out of jealousy. You have always been jealous of me, because I am a young girl, fighter, and determined. I am not lazy like you, who love your miserable lives. You will pay for this. Bunch of witches that you are." Back in the luxurious villa she was renting, Angel was very sad and desperate. Because she no longer had enough money to pay the rent, as well as to pay his caretaker and his two housekeepers. His Lamborghini was so badly damaged in the accident that it was completely unsalvageable. It was taken straight to the scrapyard. All her super-rich clients, whom Angel asked to help her by sending her some money because she had an accident, were sending her packing, telling her that they couldn't give her money without her doing her job. Only one of her clients had sent her $500 out of pity. But $500 meant absolutely nothing to Angel, especially since she had a lot of medication to pay for. As the days went by, Angel's health, especially her mental health, worsened. She had no money left. All her employees abandoned her at home after going 3 months without being paid. They insulted her thoroughly before leaving. "Poor girl that you are. You played the great lady, and yet you don't even have any money. You mistreated us every day, now God has punished you. Go to hell. Stupid girl that you are." Angel's mother was forced to come and take care of her daughter, who was abandoned to her own devices. Angel was so ashamed that she couldn't even look at her mother, knowing that she didn't even have money to feed herself. "Angel, my daughter, so you don't have any money. Where did all that money go that you show on your social networks? And why don't you sell your 2 cars that are parked in the yard to have money if you are broke?" "Mom, I spent all the savings I had, buying my Lamborghini for more than $550,000. And my 2 cars that are parked outside do not belong to me. The Ferrari is actually a car that was made available to me by a car sales company so that I advertise them constantly. And the Mercedes G-Class was given to me by a friend, and it is in his name, so I can't sell it without his agreement. And anyway, he told me that he will get it back in 4 days. Oh my God. My daughter, you were really living dangerously. This is very serious." 2 months later, Angel was evicted by the owner of the luxurious villa, because she was unable to renew the lease. Angel was forced to move back into her parents' house in their poor neighborhood where she was born and raised, because she had nowhere to go, and especially no money. It broke her heart. As soon as she arrived, her father yelled at her. "Poor stupid girl. When I was talking to you, you didn't understand. Do you see now where life has led you? That will teach you to be stubborn. Where are all those rich men you used to go out with? You don't know the way to their house anymore. Stupid girl. Thank your mother, who allowed you to set foot in this house again. because if it were up to me, you would have gone to live in hell, with your broken feet. Stupid girl. Angel was so ashamed, and was insulted all day long by her parents, her brothers, her cousins, whom she despised, and whom she insulted, when she had money. Reminded her how much she had become a shadow of herself. Even her friends from the neighborhood, whom she had abandoned and whom she despised on social media, made fun of her to an incredible extent. Angel was so desperate, especially thinking back to the luxurious lifestyle she had been living for all her last years. Finding herself there in her neighborhood, humiliated all day long, was truly hell for her. She couldn't bear it, because she saw no future for her life. And after 4 months of living with her parents, Angel committed suicide, drinking more than 50 pills at a time. Her mother found her unconscious in her sleep. Angel was buried in her parents' village. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and give us a like to encourage us.